Okay, so one thing I thought was interesting is having found out that FreeThoughtBlogs is accusing famous skeptic Michael Schumer of rape from an anonymous source to PZ Myers' blog, and then other anonymous accusations. Um, I had heard this from a video. I'll go find that out. So I searched it, and an article I came up with at Free Thought Blogs uh, was uh, was was somebody else's blog. It's a multi-person blog or whatever. I don't know. I never go there. But anyway, this I thought this ad was funny, and so I clicked on it, and it's a testosterone ad, and it's a very long video. I watched like 3 or 4 minutes of it, and in that time they were using every male fear and social fear, dropping sperm counts, you know, and then testosterone is the best hormone for men. It makes you more aggressive, more risk taking, cures cancer. So I just thought that was interesting to be at Free Thought Blogs. If you think about it, keep that in mind while if you watch the rest of this
All right,
video.
this is interesting to me. Um, it has a YouTube sociological aspect and several things coming together. Seriously, I'm gonna have to eat this freaking pineapple. Look at that. It's falling over.
Thought it had got. It's amazing. It comes out. Look, it comes out ground here, and the cat's knocked it over. Boom! I thought it was dead. And then it goes this way, and then it said, "I'm not dead," and it couldn't stand up again. But it said, "So what? I still got a fruit." And then oops, I knocked the phone out. And then the top of the pineapple's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go up again." Yeah, it looks. It's a tiny little pineapple. And he's got another. What's that doing?
Bromeliads. Funny creatures, those. Okay, so, so how did this unravel? I got interested in this little thing. I'm not really paying attention, but I watched some videos and then I hooked in. Okay, I think I saw an IntegralMath video. He's this, I don't know if you know him, he's this guy, Snake Plisskenus liked him a lot, and vice versa. And, so, he's, I don't know, slightly MRA or anti-feminist or something. Hi, Ted. And he made a video complaining about HealthyAddict, who had made a video where there was a screen cap of one of his comments of him evidently not believing something. So I kind of heard a little bit of that. Now, I like HealthyAddict. She seems like a really neat person to me, but I don't really watch her videos. I think I am subscribed, but I don't really watch her videos, and she doesn't make that many, so people that make videos that infrequently, it can slip by unless I remember to go, oh, I've heard that person's video page and check out what they have. Okay, I've talked about that kind of thing before. Okay. So, it's like, oh, something going on, a little drama. And I didn't really want to get into it. I could see there was the whole atheist and plus kind of angle to it. As far as I know, she'd stayed out of most of that. And then Hannibal Barca today had a video, one of his 100-minute, well, 10 seconds short, 100-minute thing on this issue, and he had the links, which is something that's like, in this video, I should put the links to all these videos I'm mentioning. I'd rather have a bookmark system where when I see them, I go, oh yeah, boom, 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 and then they're just sitting there and automatically add themselves to the video, you know. But maybe I should do that, because probably I won't explain everything that I'm responding to. So anyway, Hannibal did put those links, so I went and I and I watched her 2 videos. The first one is the video in question. The second one was the one that IntegralMath / Justicar had answered, had replied to, and shown a bit in his own video. So what is the video? Well, she relays being harassed a bit. Somebody got touchy-feely and felt her up that she didn't want to do that. And she had ended up telling the conference organizers. So I think this was at TAN, they call it, the amazing meeting. So part of this is just stunning to me that the reaction to this is like, she's lying. I mean, I just think I've observed this kind of thing before, after, talked to the people before, after, talked where you only knew one side of the story, talked when you knew both sides of the story, talked to both sides. And people do know this because that it's not this uncommon, the story she tells. Because, some of the people are like, oh, she's just whining. Sounds like, well, you drink, you don't drink so much, and that's what the casino security had told me. Maybe you shouldn't be alone with people drinking. But there was like 10 people at the thing. So anyway, and what the kind of penalty for this sort of thing should be or whatever. Of course, you always have debates about that sort of thing, but it's like people want to deny that it happens. They want to say that it's ordinary, and that's like -2 plus -2 equals -4. And they want to say it equals 0. But it equals 4. Negative style. It's like it means that you don't get the debate. We're saying it's ordinary in society, and we don't think that's okay. We don't think a guy should get away with that just because, but he didn't know when to stop. Well, we think there should be more care than there has been in history, and we don't see a problem with that. And most guys don't work that way. So it's in most of us guys' best interest not to let you creeps get away with that. It's like, and I'm supposed to defend this jerk? Can't tell if a woman wants him or not, or what? Well, yeah, how you gonna meet people? Well, that's just not how I do it, so I'm not worried about that. Maybe it's us versus them. Yeah, value system. You think that's fine. It's just ordinary. I think, no, it's not. I don't think it's. But it's evolution. I don't care. Yeah, I think it's fairly natural. I'm not saying we don't have understanding of it, but you guys are almost like, well, let's not admit it's happening, and then say there's no problem with it's happening. So, yeah, I believe her story. I mean, yeah, I do. It also doesn't matter, really, if I do. The reaction that it couldn't be true, well, I think I could tell the difference. It seemed credible to me. I've been to lots of conferences, not atheist ones, but professional conferences. I do understand the atmosphere. It can be intentionally flirty, of course, and that can make it difficult, but that isn't actually an excuse for this kind of behavior. Now, having said that, I just saw another video that IntegralMath did where he is obliquely talking about some problem between the P.Z. Myers Club, Atheist Plus, FreeThoughtBlogs, and Michael Shermer. Now, I happen to not be a fan of Michael Shermer. I'm familiar with him for years and years and years before getting on YouTube because he's prominent in the so-called skeptics society kind of stuff. And which was, of course, a very, it's been very active for a long time, voice in the wilderness kind of thing. And I always hated him. Why? Because they're they're positivists, basically. They're dogmatists, they're dogmatic positivists, and their allegiance to science is just, who cares? They're dogmatists, and they stole the word skeptic into this, making it even less well understood what it means to actually be a skeptic. And they are not skeptics. They are dogmatists that, great, they have a better, more accurate dogma, but it's like, could we just stick with the theories and stuff? That's what skeptics do. That's not how Michael Shermer is. But having said that, what happened, for those of you that won't read it, oh geez, I have to put the link to the blog too. A woman said she was raped by Michael Shermer years ago. And PC says he knows the woman, who it is, and basically vouched for her. But he doesn't vouch for the event being true. And she said, I don't know what to do, and I don't want my name in it, so here you go. And so PZ published that. No, that's not how it works. I mean, basically, PZ is what his detractors say. Most of you will probably know I'm a big unfan of Thunderfoot. He's like a notch, he's like Pat Condell to me or whatever. I don't really take him seriously. And I dislike what I hear, and I'm unimpressed. So, PZ Myers is what Thunderfoot and everybody says. I mean, he is. I don't believe he's sincere. I mean, they've seen this clip. Some of his detractors have shown, him talking about, will you have sex with me afterwards on stage to a woman in an impromptu way. He's just in a club, yet another dogmatist, and we've got to protect the people that have no recourse. And you're going to call someone a rapist on a story you don't know. No, you should have advised that person to just take her story to the press at the very least, but that it would even be disgusting. Oh, I guess blogs are the press now. At least go to somebody who works in that kind of area. Really, the police, it's too long ago for the police. Well, no, not if it was a rape. I said a few years ago. And even if it was too long ago, which is bullshit, then you could go to conference organizers. You could write a letter to his, publisher or whatever. But I want to make an anonymous accusation. And PC is like, yep, got to do it. Just the right thing to do. What I find is going on is that Fanatics, they have each other and they do this dance and they always do it around us. They throw knives at each other and the knives barely ever stick in their enemy who's way over there. It sticks in all the people in the middle that are trying to go, but wait, I want to think about this. Hey, I want to think about that. And then when we're all dead in the middle, it's like Fanatics get tired and go, geez, hey, let's make peace, At least you and I have convictions. Those guys, those fence sitters, God, hate them. Luckily they're all dead now. So that's sort of what's going on. You have someone like PZ seems, I don't really like he's the kind of person that makes political correctness look bad. I don't think he really gets it. I don't think he really understands civil rights in a way that I find productive. I think that he's just yet another side taker. And, like the skeptic society, they're not skeptics in the sense that I'm skeptic. We have more beliefs in common. We both are willing to accept scientific evidence, but our attitude on what it all means, where it all goes, where it's all come from, very different. And, I still consider myself always a feminist because I have a technical definition of it. But it's just a pain when certain groups kind of take over terms. And I think actual activist feminists that I've seen, they show up and they're there. Food drives and civil rights, they're they're liberal activists with multiple interests. And those people are not well represented by the academic radical feminists or the radical feminist groups of the 70s or PZ Myers, or FreeThoughtBlogs. They make trigger warnings look like a bad thing the way they use them. It's like a trigger warning to them is like putting a little piece of salt pork in the beans or something. And so the real phenomenon is not what's the effect on that one issue, though this is an interesting one because it's spilled out of YouTube, I think. Not just the conferences, but in general. But it's just this dance of these fanatics, and that's really why my hope for the United States is dashed. I don't think the United States has any hope. I think we need to split the country in two, so each of us we'll each take half the fanatics and see if we can deal with them that way. Because with both fanatical factions in one place, it's just like, geez, just 1% of them and everybody else is dazed and confused to the point of paralysis, and there's nothing they could do. So there's that.
So whose side do I take? That's the important question, right? Because I was watching my video and realizing, no wonder people say they don't know they can't understand me. Because you gotta know. I mean, I didn't even say whose side I take. Okay, so I don't take either side because there's a real situation, and neither of these sides has it understood at all. It could be much more well understood. And what I think is like, it's the primitive way of handling things in society is that by having one side and another, people pretend that they have the object understood, kind of defined with those sides, but they don't. Those are like sides of a tongs, and it's, maybe you could pick the issue up, but the issue actually is way more complicated than this gripping information of how it's being held on to as an issue. And then the sides are always like, crush. It's like, that wasn't the point. So yeah.